So how do we use this? Dr. J also says, where my mind goes, my world follows. That's obvious in religious science. But I would add, where our mind goes with feeling. Reverend Mary Jo brought that up. Where our mind goes with feeling, that shows up. I think I've shared with you before, many years ago, I was married and things weren't going quite right. And I was in a not very good space, and I did a treatment that everything was resolved by a certain date. Well, it was, in the form of a divorce. And that's okay. Looking back, I know that was right for me. But at the time, what I learned that was much more important was that when I was doing the treatment, I was not doing it in harmony. I was doing it out of angst. And, oh, we have to make this work. And the feeling made itself known in the way of divorce. And I've learned now to do my treatment in a place of harmony. And if I can't do that, I have somebody else do it for me. Or else I treat and treat and treat until I get myself into a place of harmony to do that treatment, because I know the feeling behind it is so important. So as we use this science of mind, remember the jigsaw puzzle. Use it from wholeness. Use it from our divine center. Use it from that place where we start in spirit. The fullness that is already here. And use it confidently and intelligently and with trust. Now, if you've never used this form of affirmative prayer before, maybe you don't know if you can trust it. Try it out. Prove it. And maybe you'll start using it on things that you consider little, although there's no big or little in God. And you'll build your trust. Or maybe you'll borrow someone else's trust. You'll go to a practitioner and say, right now, I don't know if this will work if I do it. Would you do it for me? Because I trust you, and I know you trust it. We use it, and we prove it. And that's the whole point of our teaching. That we can prove this wonderful thing that we teach, this principle of good, of love, of power, of prosperity, of joy. We can prove it. So as we use this in our thinking, in our contemplating, in our active treatment, always have your expectation open to a greater good. And you'll get it. You'll get it. So now what? The summary is over. Not the summer, but the summary is over. And in putting it all together, I would remind you that we divide up this teaching in chapters and topics because the human mind seems to need this. We complicate what is very simple. But the human mind and the intellect loves to look at things from all different directions and play with it. And that's part of the human condition, which I think is quite enjoyable. But let us not forget that we are not just human. We are divine, first and foremost. There is that within us that always knows, that already has, that already is perfect, whole, and complete. And it is for us to remember that. I want to share with you some notes that I've taken from the I Am Radiant, or the Radiant I Am, which is a writing by Emma Curtis Hopkins and Reverend Dr. Cynthia handed it out at our last class. It is so powerful. Emma Curtis Hopkins is known as the teacher of teachers, and many of the New Thought ministers and teachings, the metaphysical teachings, have come from her. And Ernest Holmes was her last student. The radiant I am is taken from her journals. And as I've been working with her work and embodying it, I am getting it and getting it and getting it at deeper and deeper levels. Even though when she's writing well, her writing is old-style English, so it takes some to get used to it. But from this article, she says, paraphrased, I myself produce the world as it appears. I authorized from myself what I would see and learn and touch and ultimately know. So I've let go of the idea of others impinging upon me. I know I am, at my center, is the authority over and through my universe. All is spirit. Matter, the physical universe, is but the shadow picture of what's real, capital R, not the other way around. Spirit is the mother of the I am, and my I am rules my universe. I know and am all. Now I make myself known, capital S. This is the radiant part. Once we know who we are, then it gets to shine. That light, like the first song we sang this morning. And I love that she says, being what I know, or being what I am and knowing it is the power. That's the I am. That gets us back to being the thing itself, not being separate from God, being it. My I am rules my universe. The bottom line is we're already together. We're already put together. The simple message is God is all there is, and we're it, individualized. Can't get much more simple than that. And as we know that more fully, then law just automatically changes our outer world into an appearance of greater good. I encourage you to identify more fully than ever before with the I am of each of you. You can call it the Christ self. You can call it your divine identity. I don't care what you call it. It's yours. But when you do, and as you do, identify with that fullness, that wholeness that is the I am, you can prove all the rest of it. You can prove it. And I dare you, and I double dare you to prove it. Thank you for spending this hour with me. May you have a wondrous week and a wondrous life. Namaste. Thank you.